I'm David Deming, president of the Cleveland Institute of Art, and soon to be full-time studio artist in my studio. Obviously, I'm going through a transition at the end of my academic career. I've started off many years ago teaching sculpture at the University of Texas, and then came back to the Cleveland Institute of Art almost 12 years ago now as president, and I'm winding that part down. However, as I've told my board and faculty, that in these last transition months, I see myself in a relay race, running with a baton as fast as I can, ready to hand that baton off to the next president. And some of the things that I'm dealing with in terms of this transition are both challenging and very interesting for me. We're in the process of finalizing a major capital campaign for the Cleveland Institute of Art. Our goal for the entire campaign is a $55 million campaign, very ambitious for a school with 500 students, but it's a very important era for the Institute. And part of our goals for this campaign was to make the Institute more sustainable, physically and programmatically. And over my tenure as president, I've spent quite a lot of time on the project, on developing the project itself, but also a lot of time working with faculty leadership and our provost to develop a program that is more sustainable than it had been before. And so the combination of those two things are really starting to come together. And so we're in the process right now of doing a major renovation on a classic historic factory building that we've owned now for over 30 years. It's an original Ford assembly plant for Model Ts. It's a great building for an art school, but it was built in 1916 and had never been truly renovated. So this was an opportunity to do that. Make a long story short, we were able to generate significant tax credit dollars toward this project because of the fact that it was a historic building. And we have just finalized, and with our banks that are doing our bridge loan, we've just finalized the signing of all these documents so that the historic, both state of Ohio and federal historic tax credits are now coming to us, and new market tax credits to the tune of about $17 million total in tax credits that are coming toward our project, which is about a third of our total need. And at this point, we've raised about $23 million aside from that 17 in tax credits. So we've got about 15 or so million to go. And so my biggest goal personally and as president in these months ahead of me are to raise as much of that $15 million as we can and finalize the project. Again, when I talk about the project being an important thing in terms of being sustainable, because we're doing this major renovation and we're building a new building butted right up to the renovated building, it'll be totally air quality, air conditioned, high-tech, efficient heating systems, things that we've never had. All new windows on the building. We're tearing out all the single pane windows and replacing them with very high-tech windows. And of course, the challenge when you're doing a historic renovation is that you have to pay attention to the history of the building, and so things have to look like they originally did. And it's been a real challenge, but an exciting one, and it's starting to all come together. And when I talk about the Institute as a whole, in terms of how the faculty and staff are dealing with redefining the curriculum for the 21st century, the faculty have done a fabulous job. We've just gone through a strategic planning program and are starting to launch and implement the things that are in our strategic plan. And all of this is coming really from the faculty and the faculty leadership. One of the things that I can clearly understand when I hear this from other people that are in leadership positions, you hear this often, that the best thing that you can do is to hire people around you that are smarter than you are. And I think nobody here will argue with that I've been able to do that. But really, to be involved in an art school, a college of art and design, with the prestige that we have and the kinds of people that we attract, asking them to be a major part of all the changes that are necessary was an important thing. So I think great leadership is all about finding venues for people to express their ideas and opinions. They can't all happen, so you have to have vision, you have to focus, and I feel very good at this point in time that things are starting to come together for the Institute. The toughest part ahead, though, is because of the dramatic economy change that we've seen. And oh, by the way, during my presidency, I've gone through 2 recessions and no real recovery between them, so it's tough. But you really have to change your mindset in terms of how you're going to handle the future, because everything is changing. All the expectations that you thought students might have, or parents of students might have, in terms of the cost of their education, what they're going to get out of it on the other end, what kind of jobs are going to be available, all those things are even more important now than ever before, or people will simply not buy your product. And so my challenge in, as I'm winding down and still running fast, is to prepare for the next president to be able to come in seamlessly and keep that vision moving forward. And this is going to be a great opportunity for anybody to lead the school.